Okay. Thank you. What today?
Alright,
Sorry, I was talking to
She
Toshi.
can hear us. So.
Okay. It is like almost 5 minutes after 12:30. So I think we're safe to say this is about everybody. Okay. I am ready. Are you guys ready? That's my daddy's name. Okay. Awesome. All right. Got your ice cream. You're good to go. Hello. I am Reverend Cherrie, and welcome to the Intro to Chakras. I will be teaching you today and a little about me. I'm finishing my 3rd degree with the Correllian Nativist tradition. It's the very same tradition that runs Witch School Online. I don't know if you've heard of it. I've been with the tradition since 2004 and have had many other lessons under my belt besides the core degree work. Only for these classes you will hear me say things like that. Okay, I don't like to boast. They don't like that. Okay, so as a 3rd degree, we have several projects we must complete, and one of them is being able to teach public classes. So this is one of those classes. This is class number 3. I have one more coming up. This class will be recorded, so please turn off all gestures, speakers, your microphone, and anything else that would interrupt. Thank you. There will be a lot of material to cover throughout the class. If you have any questions, please be sure to write them down at home so you do not forget to ask them at the end, because that's usually when I open up the floor for questions and answers. I would like to start off with a disclaimer of how this class will not be. This class will not be your basic chakra class as far as telling you only that there are 7 chakras and what each means, and leaving it at that. It is my desire to bring you much more information than that, as everyone seems to make it their 101. I know that there are many people who have already grasped that information somewhere and do not need to have simplicity for an entire hour. I do hope that I meet this goal and that you will come away from this class with some knowledge that's new. Let's dive in, shall we? Okay. Hello, board. Thank you. Okay. The word chakra comes from the Sanskrit word chakra, meaning wheel or disc. These wheels or discs were described as weapons within texts, as well as one of the 9 symbols which represent the cosmic principles of the universe. It does not stop there, though, as it also represents the deity that is presiding at the time. The wheel is found in mudra, hand positions, showing a way to destroy misery and bring joy. And this is the slide I have up here, the hand mudra. Can everyone see the board? It would have been a good question to ask to begin with. If you cannot see the board, please just click on it once, and you should be able to see the media. Okay, awesome. Here on this slide, we have the 6, with the chakram. It's an 1844 public licensed picture. And if you look, these rings, oops, shoot, I did that. These rings around their neck, what they're holding. They are the weapons called chakras. So chakra is a very, very flexible word for circle, wheel.
Oh, today off? Okay. Okay.
It's not specifically for the chakra. Okay. There are in total count, according to some traditions, 114 chakras. Britannica says there are 88,000 chakras or plexi. However, there are so many different answers, and we all just mostly deal with the main 7 we know of, which have been common knowledge. They are energy centers located in the cerebrospinal system, seated at each major organ center. In essence, they are voices that are inside, but able to reach not only the subtle body, but other dimensions as well. They are connected to our being on several different levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. In the Ayurvedic system, chakras are seen as lotuses, these flowers which are sacred to the Hindu culture. The flowers, in fact, open their petals one by one, and in our chakras, they too can be opened or closed depending on our state of consciousness. Each chakra lotus has a specific number of petals. The number of petals relates to the frequency number of which that chakra vibrates. The chakras are separated into upper and lower, the upper starting at the crown and following through to the heart. The lower consists of the solar plexus to the root chakra. We typically see them from the crown to the root, but in essence, we always speak of them starting from the root, as this is the base. It is the lowest frequency, the slowest, and the most dense. Chakras are energy centers or subtle vortices. They spin constantly. However, they spin at different frequencies and speeds. So this is the root chakra, and it has 4 petals. Box over there. It has 4 petals. And this is the sacral chakra, which has 6 petals. And I cannot pronounce these absolutely appropriate, so I'm not even attempting them at the moment. But if I had more time to practice, I would have. So forgive me for that. But it has 6 petals. Solar plexus has 10 petals. And don't worry about these slides, you will get them all at the end. We have the heart chakra, which has 12 petals. The throat has 16. I use this one because it was interesting. This is your third eye chakra, and it has 2 petals. And if you look here, zoom in, they'd written duality, 2 sides of the brain, 2 parts of the pituitary gland. The downward facing triangle, connection to the divine and true enlightenment. Indigo, royalty, wisdom, mystery, magic, and faith. And Anya, command, higher understanding and wisdom that guides us. Did you, like, you could scroll down, like do a scroll, see if that helps, or click on the black part of the board again. I can go back. Would you like me to go back? You see the red one, right? Okay, somebody's changing it. So, there's the solar. Can you see me changing them? I don't understand why this isn't working. Are you seeing the boots or not? That's strange. Okay, well, we can remedy this with giving you the slides now, and trying to figure out which ones they are when we get there. Because I don't know why the board's not working. But, you know, it is SL, after all. So, everybody must get a slide. Except for Josiah. Okay. Now, everybody's received a folder. Let me know when you got your folder. Awesome. Okay. I don't know what I have named in there. So, let's see, which one would this be? Anya, the third eye. That's where I'm at. I'll try and coordinate this with you. Okay. So, I really like this one, slide-wise, because it has some insight in it from the person who drew it. And I really like that. And then we come to the crown chakra, which has 1,000 petals. Now, if you add up all these smaller petals, you come to 48. So you have like 1,048. There's some math involved with that, but I didn't get into it. Sorry, I had a cough. I meant to turn both microphones off and I didn't. I'm sorry. Within a scientific and medical worldview, the plexi are defined as follows. The cerebrospinal system, medically, is the nerves that carry the impulses from the sense organs to the voluntary muscles. It is comprised of the brain, cranial nerves, spinal cord, and spinal nerve. The one chakra, the crown, is located above the head and not along the spinal cord, but in alignment with it. Now, in the tradition, changing this one. Whoopsie. Nope. Here we are. In the tradition that I'm in, we are taught that there are 3 major circuits for energy flow between the chakras and via the meridians. The meridians being the highways between them. In traditional Chinese medicine is known to carry qi. In Ayurvedic medicine, they are called nadis, which carry prana. No matter which system you use, it is the life force energy, simply called the soul. And so this here is the circuits, the solar, lunar, and stellar. And this is, I've not found this anywhere except within my tradition. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it before. I will tell you about each of these very briefly. The solar circuit controls the body's homeostasis state automatically without any need for us to interfere. Its fuel source is the soul, but if we choose, we can insert extra energy into it. The lunar circuit is based in the root chakra. In the Ayurvedic, it is known as the Kundalini or Shakti. It is not automatic and must be worked through training. It is used for high magic, miracles, and achieving incredible results. However, there's always a however, isn't there? However, it can be dangerous and destructive as well as sustaining, creative, and powerful energy. It is the primordial cosmic energy represented by a coiled snake. Now, the stellar circuit receives energy into the body. It is based within the crown chakra above the head. It is here that communication with the higher self, deity, ancestors, etc., is channeled with messages. It is not an automatic system, but it is where clairvoyance operates, and so often used for healing in the form of a channel. All of these circuits start at their corresponding chakra and go in a continuous loop. Okay, chakra correspondences. As you've seen, each chakra has a corresponding color, organ, frequency, density rate, and spin speed. I would like to go into this now, as even though I'm sure many of you know a lot of these basics on this, it's always nice to refresh. Stress, illness, emotional upset, or conflict of any kind will cause blockages or imbalances, which in turn will cause illness to the physical body through holes in the subtle body. So we are at the root chakra. It is red, located at the base of the spine, grounding to earth, financial independence, security, and basic survival. Now, you don't have to read all this. I can read it to you if you like. We have blockage blockage symptoms of the root chakra: fearfulness, anxiety, insecurity, frustration, weight problems, knee troubles, restlessness, and lack of energy. The body parts that it is associated with are the hips, legs, lower back, sexual organs, feet, rectum, immune system, adrenal glands, bone marrow, colon to the coccyx, tailbone, kidney, activities to stimulate the root chakra. That I don't need right now. Okay. Unbalanced clues. That's what I should be doing right now. Unbalanced clues. How do you know if it's unbalanced? Might have one of these. Chronic lower back pain, sciatica, varicose veins, rectal tumors and cancers, depression, immune disorders, violence, anger, constipation, and survival fears. Anything like this, you might need your chakra balance. Here's some activities to stimulate your root chakra. You have exercises such as walking, martial arts, yoga, other physical activities that'll help. That'll help open your root chakra. Welcome back, Shauna. And now we are at the sacral chakra. Sacral is located in the abdomen and does deal with sexuality, creativity, inner source of inspiration, pure attention, pure concentration, pure knowledge, pleasure and joy, desire, abundance, and emotional balance. Our blockage cysts, keeps wanting to say systems. Our blockage symptoms are diabetes. I am in that category. Blood cancer, guilt, restlessness, detachment, isolation, anxiety, loneliness, low libido, and lacking creativity or inspiration. You know you have a block if body parts it's associated with: liver, kidneys, lower abdomen, intestines, both of them, the pelvis, the stomach, the sacrum, the vertebrae sacrum, the appendix, and the bladder. Your clues for unbalanced chakra, for sacral chakra, are chronic lower back pain, sciatica problems, gynecological problems, obstetrical problems, pelvic pain, sexual problems, any gender, doesn't matter, urinary tract problems, jealousy, possessiveness, and bladder problems. Activity to stimulate would be exercising the hips, get them moving, yoga, belly dancing, gardening, any move to get the hips moving. It is said listening to classical music will help open this chakra. So if you like classical music, good reason just to play it loud. And we're moving on to the solar plexus chakra. Located in between the lower ribs and the navel. Personal power, self-esteem, confidence, courage, and your gut feelings or hunches. That's what this solar chakra is all about. We have blockage symptoms. Next time I'm not using that word. Mark my words. Lacking confidence. Feeling others are controlling your life. Now that's feeling, not if it's actually happening, but just feeling it. Nervous problems, food allergies, and nervous exhaustion. Body parts associated with solar plexus: abdomen, upper intestines, spleen, middle spine, stomach, gallbladder, pancreas, liver, adrenal glands, diaphragm, nervous system, and lumbar spine. That'd be the 5 lumbar vertebrae, and the kidneys. We have a humongous list of unbalanced clues. Ridiculous, right? Gastric or duodenal ulcers, pancreatitis, diabetes, indigestion, chronic or acute. Chronic is consistent. Acute is just a more emergent happenstance. I've got indigestion today, but it's not chronic. It's not all the time. Anorexia or bulimia, liver dysfunction, hepatitis, adrenal dysfunction, mid-spinal problems, breathing problems, gallstones, overly stressed, stomach problems, lack of will, anger, poor digestion. And that's not exactly indigestion, it's just a very slow processing. Okay? Fear, hate, hurt, self-loathing, self-hate, overemphasis on power, low self-esteem, lack of self-trust, weak will, Poor digestion, I put twice, is so important. Victim mentality. Victim mentality. Unable to take responsibility for your actions, I suppose. Attraction to stimulants and not feeling good enough. That is a huge list. Very huge list. I think that's like most of America. Activities to stimulate would include wearing yellow, burning yellow candles, having yellow flowers in your home, using breathing techniques. Imagine any resentment or fear you may have been holding onto going out with your breath. And let go of past hurts and visualize yourself surrounded by a large yellow or golden aura. This chakra is where your gut feeling, anger, pain, and resentment get held. And that's why the stomach problems are so prevalent. Okay, we are at the heart chakra. We're getting up there, folks. It is located, of course, in the heart. Deals with love, emotional freedom, compassion, empathy, and social relationships. We have blockage symptoms is shyness, loneliness, apathetic, which is no feelings at all, right? Shallow breathing, asthma and some lung diseases, possessiveness, jealousy, heart problems, and high blood pressure. It's amazing how all these things seem to make so much sense. Body parts. Heart, blood circulation, lower lungs, chest, thoracic, spine, the entire 12 vertebrae. Immune system, circulatory system, the lungs, the shoulders and arms. Oh my God, I was just talking, and when did you stop hearing me? Darn microphone. Blockage says, did you hear the blockage? No, you didn't hear that, did you? Okay, so, well, let's go back one. You saw the located in the heart, love, emotional freedom, compassion, empathy, and social relationships. And then we have the blockage symptoms. So there's shyness, loneliness, apathetic, shallow breathing, asthma, some lung diseases, possessiveness, jealousy, heart problems, and high blood pressure. And you can see how these are all starting to make a lot of sense, right? The body parts are heart, blood circulation, lower lungs, chest, thoracic, spine, 12 vertebrae, the immune system, circulatory system, the lungs, the shoulder and arms, ribs and breast, and diaphragm and thymus gland. Hopefully you can hear me now. Good, thank you. Unbalanced clues. Anger. Heart problems. Rigidity. Lack of love. Covered by apathetic. Asthma and allergy, lung cancer, bronchial pneumonia, chronic upper back pain, shoulders pain, breast cancer, thoracic problems, breathing problems, congestion, and susceptibility to illnesses like AIDS and HIV or blood diseases. Activities to stimulate the heart chakra are: work on truly loving yourself. Do not judge yourself by others, as well as not judging others. And I know it's hard. You know what? Whoops. Try it every day. It's all we can do. That's what The master of Reiki said, meditate on love, and practicing unconditional love will help unblock this chakra. So, I know that's hard, but thing you gotta do every day, just keep plugging at it. Yeah. It'll become second nature. The throat chakra. Communication, honesty, faith, artistic expression. And there you see something, yes. There is a little spine with an arrow. I'm going to get that at body parts. So there's a blockage symptoms. The sore throat, the mouth ulcers, loss of your voice, laryngitis, jaw pain, TMJ, which is where you kind of clenching your jaw all the time, and dental disorders. At the body parts, we have the thyroid, the lungs, the respiratory system, and the vocal cords. That makes sense. Throat, trachea, still makes sense. And cervical spine, C1 through C7. And this is where this lovely little diagram of a spine comes in. It kind of looks like a scorpion's tail at the end. So that slightly darker blurple, and then the slightly lighter blurple going into the blue, those are all the C1 through C7. That's what that's there for. That's what that's there for. Mouth, teeth and gums, esophagus, parathyroid gland, hypothalamus gland, and the tonsils. These little chakras got a lot of responsibilities, let me tell you. They must be busy all the time. And it's no wonder they do get gonked up at some point. Start spinning the wrong way or spinning the wrong speed. Unbalanced clues. Difficulty communicating. Ego out of control. An emotional roller coaster. Raspy throat. Chronic sore throat. Gum difficulties. Swollen glands. Thyroid problems. Throat cancer. Tonsil problems. And whiplash. Got any of those? You might have to work on your throat chakra. You can stimulate your throat chakra by singing, chanting, humming mantras, acting, and intoning. And these will vibrate and get the chakra open. I also have definitions for you at the end of the class, by the way. Say yay! Yay, we're at the third eye chakra. Love this one. Located between the eyebrows and just above. And that really didn't fit me for a description. So I got this little picture of this person to show you where the third eye was. You're welcome. Intuition, perception, imagination, wisdom, decision-making, and clairvoyance. It has a little bit of blockage symptoms, confusion, uncertainty, cynicism, lack of purpose, and pessimism. For the body parts, it handles the left brain hemisphere, left side of the face and head, the forehead, of course, right there, the ears, the left eye, the nose. It's not supposed to say left eye nose, but it does. The left eye and the nose, pineal glands, yeah, pituitary gland, bones of the skull, nervous system. The unbalanced clues are headaches, poor eyesight, lack of concentration, extensive forgetfulness, brain hemorrhages and tumors, strokes, neurological disorders, blindness or deafness. I don't know if you get that, but okay. Full spinal problems, learning disabilities, and seizures. To stimulate and kick up this chakra, I didn't have an extra K. It's that important. I'm just kidding. I messed up. By drumming, listening to tribal shamanic music, and dancing. You may even want to try wearing a bindi or meditating or doing both at the same time. So the bindi would be like just a tool to stick on your third eye and say, okay, I can focus. This is my key to altered state of consciousness. Hold on, I got a cough. Didn't forget my mic this time. The crown chakra. We are at the crown chakra. Located at the top of the head. Spirituality, bliss, universal energy, and enlightenment. And this is the last big list for these chakras. So you have a blockage symptoms of skeptical, materialistic, overly intellectual, overly analyzed or overly analytical, closed-minded, abandonment feelings, inability to set or maintain goals. Okay. That's what I got to say to that one. Okay. Body parts. Cranium, right brain hemisphere. Cerebral cortex, the right eye and the right side of the face. The bones of the skull. Muscular system, skeletal system, and the skin. Wow. Okay. The unbalanced clues are depression, feelings of being scattered, lack of inspiration, disconnected to spiritual source, whatever that may be for you, paralysis, genetic disorders, bone cancer, multiple sclerosis. Activities to stimulate the chakra are meditation is the best. It clears and quiets the mind in preparation for experiencing the divine. The crown chakra not only rules our brain's control of our nervous system, but also our pineal gland, which is really amazing because the research has found that we have calcite microcrystals floating in our pineal gland, which resonate with piezoelectricity. See? Egyptians were smart. Good, I am. Now you can all let me just take a moment to take a sip here. Thank you so much. We are going to move on to frequencies and lights of chakra. Don't worry, be happy. Okay, I have got to scroll because I've been reading off the board. Here we are. Frequencies of chakras and light. First, I would like to just give you a reminder that this information will become available to you via the Covenant Library. I'm going to give you the library. I'll probably put it in the Discord chat too, if Ainsley wants me to. So don't fret about it. Don't worry. You can have a copy of this class later. Yeah, because it is a lot of information. Thank you, Ainsley. Mayor Ainsley. We have here a quote from Tam Hunt. Now, just a little background. It's a person who is blogging on electricity. I'm going to give you these sources so you can read them as well. Because there's a lot more to these things than I'm putting out for you. So the quote goes, an interesting phenomenon occurs when different vibrating things and processes come into proximity. So when they come closer together, they will often start after a little time to vibrate together at the same frequency. They sync up, sometimes in ways that can seem mysterious. This is described today as the phenomenon of spontaneous self-organization. Did I go too fast for that one? I mean, it's kind of a little deep of a quote. Kind of? No? Okay. So you see the vibrations are there as everything vibrates because everything is made up of energy. Yes, even that rock that is seemingly solid is made up of vibrating energy. It just moves really slow. Really slow. Sound or light waves, when they hit an object, will have harmonic resonance if the frequency in the object has a similar resonant frequency to the object that it hits. Did I go too fast on that one? Are you people alive? Are we alive out there? Am I going too fast? Maybe I should repeat that one. Does anybody need that repeated for them? Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. If it does not resonate, then sometimes one will only have to up the amplitude of the vibration in order to match and have harmonic resonance. Then they are in sync, vibrating at the same frequency. This is a goal we have with chakra. When chakras are cleansed, tuned, and energized, we then have harmony within and without. Unfortunately, there are several factors we must face daily which would destroy our harmony. Chaotic sounds, stress, and unhealthy thoughts and emotions will affect the chakras directly. Do not be afraid because there are ways to fix the damage done. The following are some ways to get back your harmony, such as, you found this interesting? People with soothing voices. Dramatic pause, because we know someone right in this classroom who has one of those. A soothing voice, that is. Not saying any names, but we know who he is. Beautiful singing voices. Relaxing music, mantras, colors, crystals, and so much more. In a bit, I will cover some chakra healing techniques, which are popular. Yeah, see, he's got a smiley face in chat because he knows who he is. I haven't heard him sing either, but he does have a soothing talking voice. Okay. In this slide, you see the frequencies of each of the colors of light that we can see with the human eye. Light travels in terahertz, moves at trillions of cycles per second. So it moves at a trillion cycles per second. That's a lot of cycles in 1 second. Trillions. Like, I can't even fathom. Whereas the hertz frequency is 1 cycle per second. Just one cycle per second. There is much math involved, but the gist of the equation, which I'm going to just post this in chat because I would read it, but, you know, it's math, man. There you go. 1 terahertz equals 1e plus 12 hertz. Right. It's math. So in case you were wondering, yes, the chakras are able to tune in with sound or light. Thankfully, we do not have to do the math, as the chart shows us exactly what we will tune into when we want to tune into light. Okay? And then I have the other charts, of course, that are going to show you the sound frequency you want to tune into if you want to use that. Cough moment, sorry. I get so dry talking, it's terrible. Okay. I know this looks like a lot. You can just look at it if you want. I'm not going through all of them because that's going to be too much. These are the solfeggio's frequencies and chakras corresponding frequencies. So Lawrence from Binaural Beats Freak, he has a blog. He calls this within us the ecosystem. He says when the ecosystem is out of alignment, our emotional and physical being is negatively affected. So he sees our chakras as an ecosystem, okay? Solfeggio frequencies correlate with each chakra, resonating the vibrational frequency being played. These solfeggio frequencies were said to be, quote, found by King David and passed down to his son Solomon, to be lost sometime thereafter. There are other theories, fond theories, on who found them, but they were brought to light by Pythagoras with his harmony of spheres, which, by the way, is not the only scale that Pythagoras mathematically structured. I gotta love that guy. He's amazing. These included the Platonic, the Western, the Chromatic, and the Arabic scales. Also, there is another theory that Guido di Arezzo discovered or rediscovered them through his Gregorian chants, starting with 5 notes and then adding a 6th later on. Apparently they would have had to add 7 because of, 7 chakras. Yeah. Okay. So let me look at my little thing here. So you have the scale maps to each chakra. And then on the other side, I put them together, you have the healing properties of the solfeggio scale. And when you do look up these solfeggio tones on YouTube, it's very easy. There's so many of them. There's like a plethora of solfeggio scales, some with music, some raw. You'll get a sample of that later. In some cases, there can be overlapping frequencies that blend for other purposes and tie into another chakra. A primary example of this is 528 Hertz, which is known as the love frequency, and therefore often linked to the heart chakra as well. Yet in the list, it is clearly connected to the solar plexus chakra. Since scale was developed, there were 3 more chakras added: 174, 285, and 963. So now, let's see. Yes, okay, this is several slides. You'll get this information in the handout as far as the class written goes. Because, yeah. Okay. So we have the entire list of frequency. You can just pick one out here and there. 174, which is not, it's one of those added ones, is considered to be a natural anesthetic. It can remove physical and energetic pain and karmic energy. Deep healing for organs. What do we have on this one? There you go. 963, which is at the bottom. That would be the crown chakra, connected with spirit and return to oneness. This tone can awaken any system to its original perfect state. Well, that's something, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. We're gonna get an example soon. An example: 528 Hertz tuned music is said to create resonance in our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. It is quite interesting that popular musicians who compose have used the tone of 528. Huh. And here's a video giving an example of 528 hertz within popular songs from the Beatles, which is the key of C. And here is your YouTube link. It is short, little video. And there you go. Please let me know in chat when you're back, or just say Y for yes. I mean, honestly, this kind of blew my mind when I ran into this. I mean, I knew the Beatles were pretty deep, but wow. That was amazing. Welcome back. Did you hear the similarity there? Tone? Pretty wicked, huh? Yeah. Pretty wicked. I was amazed. I'm usually going into things with, as the skeptic. That's usually how I go in and stuff. And we also have another portion we can listen to. And that is thinking the heartbeat of the earth, or its vibrational frequency, is 7.83, also known as Schumann's resonance. What is most interesting is that the alpha wave of the human brain is the same frequency, which is not meditation, but it is relaxation. And for those of you who know Laurie Cabot, she always works on alpha wave level when doing stuff. Now, Isabel Pastor Guzman says, a state where we begin to tap into the wealth of creativity that lies just below our conscious awareness. She goes on to tell us that this frequency alignment tunes us in a healthy way. And, believe it or not, I found a very short example of the Schumann resonance. And here you go. It's a minute long. Are you all still listening to that one? Julian is back. I was really glad to find something a minute long. Thank you for coming back. I don't know about you, but I get lost in YouTube all the time. Thank you. Now, how did you feel listening to that? I mean, that was one of the calmer ones. There's just search YouTube and you'll find plenty. And one of them, I don't remember the name of the person, but it was, I think it was like a blue picture. I don't remember. But it was just so strong. I could feel my entire body down my toes vibrating. That's how strong it was. I felt high. Like, it was crazy. I mean, if I was going to meditate, I would use that one. It was a really good one. Okay. Now, I have for you methods of chakra healing. Now, these are just little blurbs. I'm not going to go deep into this. Like I said, it's an hour class. I could go on forever about chakras. I didn't really realize how deeply I could go into chakras until I started doing some of this research over what I already knew. And I'm like, oh my God, I could do like a series on just chakras. Crazy, crazy. So here's some methods of chakra healing, and I'm going to start with crystals. It goes without saying that crystals and gemstones vibrate. They also have millions of years of energetic frequencies stored within them. This means that we can tune into them and align our chakras with them. Typically, the color will resonate with the chakra, but as nothing is written in stone, stone, I made a pun. There's no dogma saying that you must use a garnet to go with your root chakra, okay? One blogger even mentioned black crystals and gemstones for the root chakra, as well as the red ones. Rose quartz, in fact, balances the heart chakra because it is the frequency of love, as I mentioned earlier. Of course, I think it said solar plexus, so that wasn't right. But it does help the chakra. But anyway, the best way to really decide on which stone will work for each chakra is to close your eyes and feel the energy of the stones. I don't know if you guys do this when you go into the witchy store to go picking for your gemstones, but just stand there and close your eyes and feel the energy in your hand. In the beginning, it's best to seek out stones with the same color of the chakra, but still feel their energies. So don't negate that process. That's very important. You can have a mountain high of stones in the store, but only one will resonate with you. Well, maybe two or three. But typically, it's not a huge amount. It's not a amount of stones in the store. Just several. Many people will lay down and place the appropriate stone on the chakra. Others will just hold it there. Some will even wear it as jewelry, put it in a wire cage. It's up to you to decide how you want to utilize the stone's energy for aligning your chakra. You can place the stone or stones on a grid and meditate and absorb their energy that way. It is common to see candles burning during these healing sessions, as candles are boosters for energy. It is one of those reasons they are used in rituals. In the sources, there are links to all the types of healing, but always do your research. Cannot stress that enough. Especially when it comes to anything that's internal. If you're going to put it in your body, do your research. There are some things you cannot hold with your bare skin, so do your research. Reiki. We are at Reiki. Reiki breaks down into two words: Rei, universal, and Ki, energy, or in Chinese it would be Qi. It is universal energy which everything is derived from. The Reiki practitioner goes through a series of symbols given to them during their training and uses them to open themselves as a channel for universal energy to help others. They have trained to become knowledgeable in not only the symbols but the techniques. Through their training and using Reiki techniques, they acquire sensitivity to energies which help them to feel the blockages and imbalances within the chakras. The client is really the one who is healing, but they need the practitioner to channel those energies for them. So, if a person comes up to you and says, I'm a healer, I do Reiki. Well, okay, you want to elaborate? Because the Reiki energy, the universal energy, is the one that does the healing. And when the practitioner does channel the energy to a client, they are also receiving the energy. So it's a win-win in that regard. Essential oils. There are so many essential oils out there, and the one thing to remember is never put the essential oil on without using a carrier oil. Okay? Never, ever put it on neat. Where did I leave off? I have to stop with this microphone. Did you hear Reiki? Okay. All right, awesome. Essential oils. Let's try that again. My throat keeps getting so dry talking. There are so many essential oils out there, and the one thing to remember is never, ever put an essential oil on without carrier oil. Okay? There is a company who shall not be named who says you can do this. Okay? They have a raindrop therapy thing where they put them on neat. Okay? Just do not do that ever. Please. You want to carrier oil? There's jojoba, there's almond, there's camellia. There's so many carrier oils. You could use olive oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil. Just don't put on essential oil directly. Okay? Never ever. I'm an aromatherapist, so I'm kind of bent on that subject. Okay? Safety is my thing. So make sure you're doing your research, because some oils will burn your skin, eyes, or mouth. And let me tell you, I had an accident in the shower with that. Got it in my eyes. Burned like a... Okay? Some oils have a heat factor, which can be exacerbated by hot water. Pretty sure that one is peppermint, definitely. Peppermint can be exacerbated by hot water. That is to say, it'll become even hotter, and the potential to burn you is that much more. And then there's some essential oils like orange or any of the citruses which cause photosensitivity, and you should not go out 12 hours after applying it to your skin, even with a carrier oil. Okay? So if you have a medicine which causes photosensitivity, and now you're putting on a citrus thing, lotion, essential oil carrier, blah, 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 whatever, you still cannot go out after that to the sun, like with that 12 hours. Now, if you have to, maybe you should just stay out of the sun. Well, not maybe, definitely. You could maybe talk to your pharmacist, your doctor, about your prescriptions and whatever essential oils you're going to use. if they're going to have an adverse reaction to each other, never mind the sun, but like, will this essential oil cause me any contraindications with what I'm taking as far as prescription goes? I like the pharmacist personally because the pharmacist knows much more about the medicines, but that's your preference. As long as it's a doctor or pharmacist, somebody who knows what they're doing. Because I don't know if I've ever told you this story before, but you know, a girl is on a contraceptive. She goes to an Italian restaurant and she eats fenugreek seeds, and then winds up pregnant and doesn't know why, because the fenugreek seeds will block the birth control from working. Okay, there's some out there that some older people cannot eat or use because that will affect their prescriptions and therefore it will hurt them. So doing your due diligence is so very important, you know. Okay, I think I could get off the safety horse for a minute, right? Singing bowls. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful singing bowls. Crystal singing bowls, when played, resonate the exact sound for each chakra. And to make it even easier, the bowls are colored for you. There are some singing bowls made from other materials, and if you have them or happen to buy them, then you can get as close to the tone of the chakra as you can. The bowls are tuned to the C major scale. When you use these bowls, make sure to let the sound fade completely before moving on to the next bowl, making it ring. Now, I'm really sad about this next part. Okay, I'll get over it. There are certain disorders that you cannot use singing bowls with, and these are as follows. Neurological disorders, epilepsy, Parkinson's with DBS, and you should not place the bowls near your body if you have a heart pacemaker, coronary stent, cardiac shunt, artificial heart valves, implantable cardioverter defibrillator, I hate that word, a defibrillator, metal inserts, metal implants, or metal staple. And that definitely, I am on that list of not being able to go near these singing bowls. But I do have a lovely sample of a singing bowl by Ben Burns. And I'm sorry we're running over on this class, but these are really good little healing techniques. And there's a sample of the singing bowl. And put a Y when you are back, please. Well, really soon, we should be ready to come back. The singing bowls are really beautiful. I'm not sure how many minutes that one is. I'm going to assume it's a little longer than the other one. Just don't get lost on me. Come back, okay? You've only got 2 more methods. Ah, 422. Oh, goodness, Lily. Thank you all for coming back to me. We've got 2 more meditations. And then we can chit-chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. We are at meditation. I looked up chakra meditation and found something very interesting. It seems that meditation is an umbrella term. Apparently, there are many reasons for meditation for chakras. However, if you are seeking to unblock the chakras, there are some seriously great YouTube videos that might help you. Many people agree that if it is for spiritual awakening, then it should be guided by an appropriately certified teacher. Okay? Always have someone there to certified to guide you through that. But everything else seems to be game. Yeah. Meditation is so very personal, and depending on what you relate to the most is what will help you along in your meditation. Using 1 or 4 of the 5 senses is just fine. It's all about you. So I have touch, sounds, visual, sense. Any of those? Perfect. 1 of those? Perfect. Okay, now you have these pictures, so yoga moves energy in the body through poses and movements. I've included the page on which I found these chakra poses for my yoga cert and the resources for you. Yeah, that's pretty much what they look like. You have your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, heart, throat, and then the third eye and the crown have 2 moves. Now, I don't know how many minutes are involved between each of these poses, but you will have the link for that. Okay, what do we have left? I'm not going to give you the sources yet. So we have yoga. There's essential oils and chakras. Okay, that was in the wrong place. So you have, for instance, patchouli, cedar, cloves, cedarwood, frankincense, and sage for root. And then sacral is sandalwood, ylang-ylang, rose, and gardenia. The solar plexus is lavender, rosemary, bergamot, cardamom, ginger, cinnamon, coriander, and orange. And they're not similar at all. Heart, jasmine, lavender, rose, marjoram. The throat, sage, eucalyptus, peppermint, frankincense. The third eye is jasmine, vanilla, anise, and acacia. The crown is lotus, rose, and vanilla. There's a lot of repeats there, huh? So you could probably make a small blend and hit them. And we have question and answer time. You can open up your microphone if you like. Let's try not to step on anybody else. And or you could text for questions to me? I'll do my best to answer you. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? I can't even see who's raising their hand. Here, Mike. Who's that? Was it too much? Thank you, Lister. It wasn't too much. Oh, look, Melissa has a question. Melissa, please. I would say if you've got a blockage in your root, then you'd want to start at the root. But if it's like just, I don't know, the solar plexus chakra and that's it, you could start there. There's no real strict rule. I mean, yes, you go over in Reiki when you're a practitioner, you'll go over the entire body. But you're also going to look for those feelings of blockages and then focus on them. So there's nothing strict about it. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't. They shouldn't affect each other. But in a way, yes, it's going to, because they're riding along the Meridian Highway, right? And you're going to have some kind of blockage. No, no different than when my arteries were blocked, and the blood was trying to flow through. So I'd say yes, they can. At some level, they will. Normally, if it's just like a small blockage, you won't. But as it gets really out of control, it's gonna start running down the line. Yeah. I hope I made sense. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Ainsley. Have a good night. Yes, Lister. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's go back. How's that? Third eye. Oops, come on. There you go. So those are your unbalanced clues. So if your third eye is unbalanced, you'll have all those. Or one of those, I should say. Those are the possibilities. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. maybe unbalanced. You're welcome. I mean, it doesn't fall under the blockage system symptoms. Dang it. The symptoms of blockage, it falls under the unbalanced symptoms. So, I mean, there are where you have way too open, you have symptoms of that as well. So, you can be overly open and still have, you know, chronic symptoms, I want to say, where, you know, things just constantly are on the other side of the spectrum. So instead of having not enough, you're having too much. That's something you can look up as well. If nobody else has questions, I have some definitions. Okay. Okay, that's fair. I actually, because, you know, I posted definitions. If you guys have a definition for something you want, I've got stellar circuit plexi, the plexus system, that's more medical. Meridians, the circuit, the solar circuit, the lunar circuit, chi, prana, shakti, kundalini, ecosystem, and subtle body. Does any of those need to be clarified for anyone? I can read them to you. No? Everybody's got it? Okay. Well, let's see. The subtle body, which not a lot of people talk about constantly. And they'll talk about the 7 chakras. There is a 12 chakra system. I was not getting into that with you guys. I didn't want to confuse us all. But there's many systems with the chakras. Because there's 88,000 according to Britannica. Subtle body is one of a series of psycho-spiritual constituents of living beings, according to various esoteric, occult, and mystical teachings. According to the Bhagavad Gita, one of the most sacred texts of Hinduism. Sorry, everybody up there. The subtle body is composed of mind, intelligence, and ego, which controls the gross physical body. Now, it doesn't mean gross like it. It means literally your physical material body. Okay? So that's one of those. Subtle body is not commonly talked about. So I figured you definitely want that definition. And we are at the end of our slides and our class. Woohoo! We made it! We're late, but we made it. And I didn't think I'd have enough material. Wow, I'm impressed. We made it. I want to sing in that song. It looks like we made it, but I don't want to kill your ears, so. Thank you! And you've been such good children today. I'm gonna give you this now. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes. What? The ice cream or the carts? Oh, it's a dispenser. You can buy it at Ramir. I think I sent you their link. Lily. I wasn't a sis. Oh, okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yes. Awesome. Okay. Well, yeah, that sounds cool. And I didn't know your butt can articulate so well the words. Good job, Lister's butt. Okay. Get the hell out of here. Go have fun. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you spending your time with me, especially the extra half hour. Yay. Yes, if you didn't get a link and you want this ice cream dispenser for free as a gift of the Mimir group, let me know and I will hand you her landmark. Okay? It's free. It's in a group. Take the group. Get the free thing. Walk around with your ice cream. Okay. Let me get Mimir. God, I spelled it wrong. Great job. Okay. Here is Mimir's landmark. Like I said, you get the group. If you don't have a lot of room, you just leave the group after you get the gift. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's a worthy cause for a minute. Yeah, or longer. Maybe another 20-year war. Who knows? No? What, for the resources? Oh, that's mighty shallow. You know, that's part of one of the chakras. Cynicism, right? It's a blockage.